What up? 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 Who's here? Janet is here. Janet, why am I not surprised? Janet's always here. No matter when I'm streaming, Janet is going to be here. How are you doing, Janet? Myles Garrett is the defensive player of the year. You know how good Myles Garrett is, ladies and gentlemen. His team can be absolutely dog crap, and he still wins defensive player of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Janet, 44 months. Thank you, Janet.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Myles Garrett is so good. He has me live at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What up, Jonathan? What up, Cheryl? Members in the building, spam your Myles Garrett emote if you're a member, because he is the best player on defense. And it's no debate. Why? Because he won Defensive Player of the Year. That's why it's no debate. It sounds like a prison sentence. I mean, if somebody wants to debate you right now, tell them, go run into a wall, because there is no debate. Pull up his stats, ladies and gentlemen. He won the sack record. What else do you need? What else do you want from Myles Garrett? He had arguably the worst offense for more than half of a season, and he still won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know what you want from Myles Garrett. He just does it all. Two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. The all-time sack leader in the NFL, Myles Garrett. Can he win the Defensive Player of the Year consecutively? Now, that's what he's going for next year, lining up from every offensive lineman. They're shaking in their boots, shaking in their knee pads. That's what he is going to go for next year. Can he break his own sack record? That's going to be his next feat. Can he add on to his own sack record? You need 3 more likes? Can we get 3 more likes, ladies and gentlemen? Believe Land, what up, Kev? How are you doing? New coach, new Defensive Player of the Year, new everything in Cleveland. Can Todd Monken, ladies and gentlemen, unleash a new Myles Garrett? 23 is the sack record. Can he add on to that? Can this defense come back and be more devastating than ever, no matter who the coach is, whether it's Jim Shorts or whether it's somebody else? If you have Myles Garrett on your defense, then you have the chance to be good. Yes land, the best land. And I want to talk about Jim Shorts for a second. I know I haven't been on live in a while, just for work and other things. I don't want to hear anything about Jim Shorts right now. Because to me, he cried, took his ball, and went home. And Todd Monken in his press conference, you can call it controversy, but, you know, he said he wasn't scheming for Jim Schwartz. He was scheming for Myles Garrett. He was chipping Myles Garrett, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. And I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at what he was saying, because what he's saying was the truth. When you have Myles Garrett on your team, only good things are going to happen. Janet with the $1 donation. Greatly appreciated.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
The train going. Thank you, Janet. When you have Myles Garrett, I'm not saying Jim Shorts is not a good defensive coach, because we all remember Mike Woods before Jim Shorts. So I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but I am starting to believe we are putting Jim Schwartz on this pedestal like he is the greatest defensive coordinator in NFL history. And I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit, okay? I had no problem with what Todd Monken said. Now, I said I wanted a younger coach, and I still stand on that, but I got to get over it. This is who I have. But I had no problem for what he said, because when you have Myles Garrett on your team, you should be a pretty good defensive coach. I honestly love those comments by Monken. Looking. What? Look, I agree with that comment. He's like, listen, I had the scheme for Myles Garrett 2 times a year. No disrespect to Jim Schwartz, but I wasn't going to bed crying, please, Lord, don't let Jim Schwartz outcoach me today. He was saying, please, Lord, don't let Myles Garrett wreck my entire game plan. So I had no problem with what he said. And if you have to replace Jim Schwartz, then dagnabbit, you replace Jim Schwartz. End of the story. Gotta scoot. I'll listen later. Love y'all. Appreciate you, Janet. So I'm not surprised Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year. When you have 23 sacks in the season, it's kind of hard to pick someone else, in my humble opinion. When you go against a team and you understand their offense is not very good, and you understand their best player is number 95, and it's not even close, and still you can't stop this man from getting to the opposing quarterback. He wrecks the game by himself. He's so good that his fans actually say, if a quarter goes by and they don't see him in the backfield, they actually say, where is Myles Garrett? That is the expectations that fans have for this man. That's how good he is. If he goes a quarter without getting in the backfield, they ask, where is he at? What is he doing? Where is Myles Garrett? That's how good this young man is. And I think he's going to get better. I think he's going to improve. And I know what you're thinking. How can he get any better than what he's already doing? I think it only goes up from here. I think he wants to put this record to a level where it can't get caught. Going into the season, he wanted it to get to the number 25. I think that's what he's shooting for. He wants to go 25. If he gets to 25, he is going to be a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And he will be back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think that's what he's shooting for. Lots of time to pray for the team and the coaches. So I'm very excited for Myles Garrett. I'm very excited because this season was a letdown for our Cleveland Browns, but we're coming away with an award. It's the only award we're going to come away with. We're not winning anything else. No Coach of the Year. We may win. That's a lie. I just lied. We should win Defensive Player Rookie of the Year, Carson Scheswinger. Because if he doesn't win that, then I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Garrett, Ward, Delpit, Scheswinger, our defense is elite. You're right, Corey. If you can't coach that, listen. I want Jim Schwartz to come back. But if he doesn't come back, the players that Jonathan just named off, if you can't coach those group of guys, what are we doing? You are set up for success. The only thing that you need to do, if Jim Schwartz decides to lead, you have to find a way to find consistency of playing on the road. Todd Monken already said, we're not changing anything on defense. The scheme is going to stay the same. You'd be a fool to change up anything as far as the scheme goes. They have to find a way to be consistent on the road. At home, this defense is lights out, minus the Tennessee Titan game. I have no clue what happened during that game. That was the game where teams found out, this team is having trouble stopping the run all of a sudden. Let's just run the football. And Tony Pollard and the Tennessee Titans lit us up at home. I don't know what happened. That game was an outlier with the Browns at home. But at home, Myles Garrett and this defense is dominant. On the road is where they have their struggles. So if they can find a way to be consistent on the road, you have the best player on the planet on defense. There is no debate now. You can name a defensive player, he's better. They're not even in the same sentence anymore. He's the best defensive player. If you can rally around that, get consistent on the road, Todd Monken is supposed to be this offensive guru. The pressure is on him to get this offense together so they can muster up more than 17 points a game to help out Myles Garrett in this defense. If they can muster up something. And there he is. There he is. Big dollar. Big dollar. Holla, 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 holla. Big dollar C. $49 donation. What would I do without my brother? What would I do?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Browns good. Beat the Steelers. Mr. Consistency. Appreciate you, bro. If you're just tuning in, Myles Garrett is the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. The best defensive player in all of football. Better than TJ Watt. Better than any player that you can think of. Nobody can touch him. They can pick stats. They can cherry pick stats. They suck, and he's great. Tell all your friends. Myles Garrett is better than all of them. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. How many players has went back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years? Does anybody know off the top of their head who's done it back-to-back? Lanisha Wade, thank you. Welcome to the family.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
How many has done it back-to-back? I could Google it, but I'm lazy. Because that's the next thing for Myles Garrett and this defense. Beat the Steelers back-to-back? That would be fun. That would be a fun thing to do if the Browns can beat the Steelers back-to-back. If they could sweep the Pittsburgh Steelers this coming season. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be a good thing. But if Myles Garrett could go back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, that would be phenomenal. I think I'm going to type that in. I'm going to search it. Let's see. Give me a second, chat. I want to know. Google. How many players have won back-to-back Defensive Players of the Year in the NFL? All right, Google. Da-da-da-da. Thank you, Lanisha. Only 3 players have done it. Won the Associated AP Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett was named the unanimous 2025 on February 5th. He did not win it back-to-back as the 2024 award was. Okay, but who was? Give me the names. Bruh. Oh, here we go. Lawrence Taylor, J.J. Watt, and Aaron Donald. That is a list. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. Got it in the chat. Lawrence Taylor, J.J. Watt, and Aaron Donald. Lawrence Taylor, 1981 and 1982. J.J. Watt, 2014 and 2015. And Aaron Donald, 2017 and 2018. Aaron Donald may be, I love Myles Garrett with all of my soul, chat. All of my soul. But Aaron Donald may be, I didn't get to see Lawrence Taylor play, but Aaron Donald may be the best defensive player I ever seen play football. I love Myles Garrett, but if you watch Aaron Donald play the defensive tackle position, he was phenomenal. Now, if Myles Garrett can win it again next year, I may change my tune. But Aaron Donald was just a force of nature. Stanton, Jonathan Stanton. Thank you, my good friend. Welcome to the family.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Talking to Grubbin Media. Listen, Steelers fans can cry tears all they want. The facts is the facts. He's not even better than his brother. What are we talking about? TJ Watt's not better than his brother, let alone better than Myles Garrett. He's the second best Watt. So this whole TJ Watt conversation can stop. We could put that in a bowl of stale oatmeal and throw it in the attic, okay? The conversation's done. He's not even better than JJ Watt. Why do we have, the conversation's over. They can say he stole it, he borrowed it, okay? Doesn't matter. JJ Watt didn't win. Myles Garrett did. He's not even the best Watt. Corey, why do we keep calling him Jim Schwartz? Or am I hearing wrong? Jim Schwartz? Jim Schwartz? I could be saying Jim Shorts. Jim Schwartz. If you say it fast enough, it could sound like Jim Shorts. But Jim Schwartz is what I'm trying to say. But I don't want to hear that from Steeler fans. Myles Garrett's just better. Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt. It is what it is. You can make your arguments. You can cherry pick stats. Anybody can cherry pick a stat for their favorite player. But when you cut on the film, if you ask NFL players, who are you more scared of? Who? TJ Watt or Myles Garrett? 96 out of 100 players are going to say Myles Garrett. He puts the fear of fear in your soul. TJ Watt doesn't do that. Oh, well, TJ Watt has more interceptions. What would he do? Get a chocolate chip cookie. He has more batted balls. Yay. Woo! Who cares? Myles Garrett is the better player. End of story. NFL players will tell you that. Now, TJ Watt's still good. That's not to take nothing away from him. He's just not better than Myles Garrett. Now, I'm scared of TJ Watt. I wouldn't want to get hit by TJ Watt. I would run like a big baby. But it's not about me. This is about who's the better player, Myles Garrett or TJ Watt. It's Myles Garrett 100 out of 100 times. And his awards show it. Leading sack in the NFL history. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Plays on a worse team and still racks up the awards. I don't know what else you want. 95 out of 100 players. Katie just came out and said on Kay Adams' show that Myles is his favorite NFL player. I don't even like Katie, but he even has a brain and knows that Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in the NFL. So, if you run into a Steelers player and they're talking that jibba jabba about TJ Watt's better than Myles Garrett, you just throw out stats. Who has more Defensive Player of the Year awards? Or just ask them who is the leader in sack history. What do the stats say? If they want to throw stats, just ask them. It's Myles Garrett. It's a good day. It's a good day. If you play Ultimate Team, Myles Garrett's going to get a new card. It's going to cost millions of coins because he's going to get an NFL Honors card for winning Defensive Player of the Year. And it's going to cost millions of coins if you play Ultimate Team on Madden. Myles' 5th first team All-Pro. TJ has 4. Thank you, Jonathan. Just another stat for me to have at my disposal that Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt. TJ Watt's not better than his brother. Okay? Give me JJ Watt over TJ Watt. So yeah, that's really all I have, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I popped on here tonight. It's to talk about Myles Garrett, how great he is. Makes me so happy inside that he is on my team. Now we have to figure out who will be the Browns' defensive coordinator at the end of the day. Will it still be Jim Schwartz, or will we have a new defensive coordinator come next season? We're going to have to let it play out. I think Jim is in his feelings. I think if he just got out of his feelings, looked at it with a level head, he would understand staying in Cleveland is what's best for business. And he's under contract. Stick with this team, Jim. It's the best thing to do. But if he doesn't, hey, may bygones be bygones. And we'll see who will be coaching Myles Garrett come September. And will Myles Garrett join the list of Lawrence Taylor, J.J. Watt, and Aaron Donald? We will have to stay tuned and see. I appreciate you for coming out here. Yeah, I got to get up in about 6 hours. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it is all love. I appreciate you all. If you have a Myles jersey, wear it tomorrow and show a TJ Watt fan this is what a defensive player of the year looks like. Oh, I love it. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, it's all love. Peace.